President William Ruto today had a press briefing at the State House, and that particular briefing is what will form the part of our analysis in this particular video. And before we jump right into the analysis, I want to first watch and listen to him.
My first assignments as president was to look at the terms of service and emoluments of our policemen, of our prisons, NYS, and serving police security officers in that space. We are making steady progress in improving the terms of service of our policemen and women, including all the other security agencies in prison, in NYS, and in the other sectors. And it is also the reason why I have taken the firm position that we must look after our policemen and women as they look after our families and our properties and securing our nation. It is the reason why even our housing program, I announced the other day that we are going to dedicate at least 20% of those housing programs to our policemen and women and our security men, our security agencies. Why? Because for a very long time, our policemen and women served and lived in very deplorable and dehumanizing conditions. And that is why we are now building additional facilities, more houses for our policemen and women, and giving them an opportunity to own homes like all other citizens. I will continue to make sure that every security officer, every person who puts their lives on the line for our nation so that our families can be safe, so that our properties can be safe, and so that our nation can be safe, I will make sure that this nation stands by them and supports them. And I say this without fear of any contradiction, because without peace and security, without stability, we don't have a nation. It is just as simple as that. And as Kenyans, we must be clear on how we go and where we go and how we get where we want to get. I must say this as president, that without peace, without security, without stability, we don't have a nation. The people who put their lives on the line to make sure that our families are safe, that our properties and nation is safe and stable, are our security agencies. As they put their lives on the line, we as a nation will support them. This administration will stand by them so that they can discharge their responsibilities within the law and make sure that our nation is safe. For the people who want to undermine, demean, try to intimidate our security agencies, I am telling them you're doing the wrong thing. Our security men and women deserve every support that we can muster for them to secure our nation. And we must work with them. And therefore, to every police officer, from the constable, the man on the beat, I give you my assurance that the government of Kenya will support you, will stand by you as you secure our nation and as you secure our country and keep our families safe and our properties safe. I ask of every citizen and every leader to respect our police.
How did you really resonate with that speech of the president? Personally, I was so raged with anger. to see the president congratulating and also appreciating the police on how they have been doing their works so perfectly. If we Kenyans, we know very well that the police officers have been killing, abducting and also torturing Kenyans even without reasons. Sometimes they even go ahead to kill you even right inside the police cell like they did to Albert Ojwang. I thought that the president would come out to condemn the excessive use of force by the police, especially during protest of the Gen Zs, or even to those Kenyans who are anti this Kenya government. That is what the president is not even talking about. I also thought that the president would come out to talk on the issue of how they are planning to compensate the families of the Gen Zs who lost their lives during the protest. That is something that our I don't care president doesn't even bother to talk about. He only talks about on how they want to improve the living condition of the police. He only talks about on how they want to improve the term service of the police officers. What can that tell you? That is a clear indication that whatever the police officers are doing, especially killings and also abduction, is under the full control of the president. He has assigned to it and he has endorsed it fully. So he can't run away from the killings you've been seeing from the police. He can't run away from the abductions you've been witnessing done by the police. And why is it that President William Ruto cares much about the welfare of the police officers to an extent, or even forgetting to care about the welfare of those who elected him to be the president? President William Ruto knows very well that Kenyans have become so tired of him, and he is just there in that office because of the protection from the police. And if it could be that the police are not with him, President William Ruto, without doubt, would have been thrown out of that office as early as last year by the Gen Zs. So he is trying to make the police officers so proud so that they can continue to protect him, be the president of Kenya, a true, pure form of dictatorship. Now let us talk about the main objective of this press briefing. According to me, I can see that the president was preparing the police officers psychologically. In short, the president was inciting the police. We know very well that tomorrow the Gen Zs will come out to demonstrate peacefully in commemorating the death of their fellow Gen Zs who were killed by the police. So if the president is coming out to give such statements, it's like giving the police officers go ahead to deal with those protesters ruthlessly because they are under cover of the government. They will not be done anything because the government is there to protect them. Guys, that is my take. But if you have just two, you can as well let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and let's catch up soon in our next video. Bye and take care.